Can you blame me? Hey guys, it's Infinity, coming at you again with another Elder Scrolls 6 video. I couldn't help myself. I was going through the comment section like I always do. I like to respond or just generally see what people are talking about. I've read so many good theories and speculations just coming from you guys. They're so good, and I wanted to give some people some spotlight because some of you guys come in with some really good theories. So expect some of those in the coming weeks. You will be credited at the beginning. I'll give a screenshot. I'll shout you guys out at the beginning of the video. And just know that I appreciate every single one of you giving feedback on these videos and providing comments in the comment section, because you guys are really awesome when it comes to these speculations. Some of the stuff I almost completely forgot about is just brought up by you guys, and I'm blown away by just how, I would say, not just intelligent, but like creative, and just how open you guys are to this kind of stuff. Like, you guys are really smart. You guys don't give yourselves enough credit. Anyway, on to the theory. So today's theory comes from one of my subscribers, Roderick Kingfield. This guy was writing some stuff in the comment section. He was talking about how the magic system should be revamped, and I might go over that in a future what I would like from Elder Scrolls 6, because he went into that and he made good points. But what I'm looking at is what he talked about, the name RedFall. He believes it is going to refer to the downfall of the Empire. And as in his words, he said, as the Empire is often associated with the color red, I'm thinking it takes place shortly after the assassination of Titus Meade II. And the Empire is in chaos, and there's great doubt and all this, and they're going to try and look for a new emperor. And he's talking about how there should be several contenders for the throne, like there should be when the Empire would fall, and that each one of them is backed by a powerful faction, and one of them could be High Rock. Let me just say, Roderick, really, really intelligent comment on your end. This was something I read and I was like, this is an amazing theory. I'm gonna make a video on this, and I'm gonna obviously point you out. You made the point. And I'm just here to elaborate what I would think about it at this point. Okay, so the first thing I kind of want to talk about is the whole idea of the Empire falling. The Empire, since the end of the Third Era, has kind of been in a steady decline. Ever since the assassination of Uriel Septim, it has not been good for them. It's been an absolute train wreck. There has not been any sort of stability for the Empire. Even Uriel, back in his heyday, noticed that the Empire was starting to fall apart, and that the other provinces were starting to bicker like children. They say it in the arena intro.
The unworthy heirs of the Septim dynasty have allowed the bonds of the Empire to weaken and crack. Uriel Septim the Seventh cannot repair what his ancestors ignored. The provinces fight among themselves like neglected children, drunk with rebellion, and one indomitable power hides itself, but not forever.
But I know for a fact that this is a really good idea, considering the fact that we already see by the time of Skyrim that the Empire can't even keep its civil wars under wraps, basically. Any little rebellion at this point seems to be a big issue, and especially considering the fact that the Empire is so stretched thin, they don't have as much support. Majority of the provinces in Tamriel have kind of left them. It makes really good sense for them to, by the time of ES6, to just basically be on their last leg in chaos with the assassination of their Emperor Titus Meade II, if that is canon. I would assume that would be the canon ending. The assassination of an Emperor in an Elder Scrolls game, the option of that is a pretty big option. I would consider the Dark Brotherhood ending canon at this point. And if the Dragonborn didn't do it, then someone had to have done it. The listener, like they normally do in most Elder Scrolls game, they leave the optional side quests and factions and stuff up to, they leave out the finer details to make it seem like anybody could have done it, not just the main character of the game at the time. But besides the events of the game, what kind of imagery can we kind of look to? What kind of more evidence can we have to suggest that the narrative of the next Elder Scrolls game will be centered around this? Well, I noticed something interesting the other day when looking at the Skyrim logo, and is that the Skyrim logo seems to be very tattered, worn, chipped, very battered in my opinion. And I find that interesting, considering that, again, the state of the Empire in the Elder Scrolls Skyrim is very poor. they're not terrible. They could be worse at this point. They could be on their knees, about to be destroyed, essentially. But they're not. They're up. They're acting like they have some sort of control. But they are losing steam. They're losing power. It's not really a good time for them. They're clearly past their prime, and they've reached their peak, and they're now on their way out the door. Or at least, at the rate they're going, they're about to be out the door, honestly. And honestly, since even Daggerfall, they've been talking about rebellions, uprisings, the fact that, honestly, the Empire is just kind of losing grip on all of Tamriel. The Elder Scrolls Adventures Redguard is, the entire story itself is just surrounded by the fact of the Redguard rebellion against the Empire, and how by the end the Empire loses. The Empire loses, and the Redguards gain more control of Hammerfell and their islands and such. I know that in Daggerfall, the King of Daggerfall, or no, it was the King of Wayrest, was someone who was trying to rise up against the Empire.
King Edwyr of Wayrest, traitor to the Empire, commands Great Numidium to destroy his enemies. Daggerfall and Sentinel fall first, leaving Wayrest in complete control of the Iliad Bay.
And if you sided with him and gave him the Numidium, he would essentially choose to rebel against the Empire and just kind of plow his way through all of their armies and stuff with it in a sort of act of, I suppose you could say, power madness. Because the guy was a little bit, he had a plan. He was pretty devious. And I mean, you hear the Thalmor, they rose up, they fought an entire war, and they hate to say it, they mopped the floor with the Empire. They weren't beating them so badly that they lost. It ended with a treaty, but let's be honest, the Empire didn't really, it's not their proudest moment. It wasn't. They had to sign that treaty if they were going to survive. But ever since Daggerfall, even, again, like I said, in Arena, they talk about it. The provinces fight amongst themselves like children, you know? It's been happening. There has been very little control from the Empire over its provinces, over its land, its territories. And it just makes sense that as the story has progressed, they've kind of lost power. And maybe in the Elder Scrolls 6 we get to see even more of that at this point. Especially given the name Redfall couldn't just mean the context of the area with Redguard and Daggerfall. It could mean the Red Fall. The Imperial Army, the Imperial Empire falling. It's their time. I really like the way that that Roderick has kind of put it. I didn't think about it like that, but that could be the event in the history books too. They could call it the event the Red Fall, the fall of the Empire. Overall, I have to say that it would be a very interesting concept to explore. I can't really add much more to it than what I've said already, and I hope that you guys like, especially you, Roderick Kingfield. I really do appreciate you actually taking the time to comment, and you are, in my opinion, genius. I did not notice that. If you guys have any more little ideas that you guys have thought of and you want to throw them at me, let me know. I could go into an in-depth analysis. Just go ahead and comment. I read almost every comment that is on my videos. I'm not to the point where I can't read all of them. I just scroll through the comment section sometimes and just see what I can find. But regardless, like I said, if you want to have an idea, shout it out on my channel. Just post your ideas down in the comments. I'll give you credit. I'll point you out. It'll be basically a video dedicated to you and your ideas. And I will do my best to provide evidence or any sort of support that will basically prove your theory or provides evidence, like I said, for your speculation. Anyway, guys, it's been Infinity. I appreciate you guys checking out the video. If you want, you can leave a comment, like, or subscribe. No pressure at all if you don't. And I appreciate every one of you again for commenting and liking and just checking out my channel as of late. I really like that. I seem to be doing well off on YouTube. Anyway, I'll let you guys go. I won't hold any more of your time. This has been Infinity Break, telling you guys all to, say it with me now, eat well, play well, and live well, friends. Remember to strive every day to break infinity.